look at the language used in the ad, that for us, and for me, as I've continued that research, means the types of appeals being used, whether it's fear appeals or logic or emotional appeals. When we look at the nonverbal aspects of the ad, we look at things like the dress of the candidate, the setting, whether the candidate even appears in the ad, the speaker, who's the dominant speaker of the ad. The style is still basically the same. And part of what I think is surprising me is that there are still some basic techniques and traditions that televised ads, whether we view them on the web or whether we see them in our living room on our television screens, they're still using. For example, if you think about some of the negative advertising that's being used, some of that material looks very similar. It shows the candidate in an unflattering photograph. Let's say it's an opposition ad against, let's say it's Mitt Romney used against Newt Gingrich. It's an unflattering picture of Newt Gingrich. It has news headlines fly up, quotes from news people. All of that was used back in the 80s. To make an attack on a candidate. I think what's different now are some of the quicker, more montage and faster paced ads that acknowledge or are comfortable with the fact that there's this audience that's very familiar with very quick takes, animations, movement that's very quick in the ad, the production components like that. What ads are best at doing is simply, because they're 30 seconds, it's sort of resonating with something you already believe or you already feel and maybe haven't yet given voice to that. So let's say you have an uncertainty about a candidate, and so a negative ad might influence you to see that candidate a certain way, but it's really not it's not changing your mind about the candidate. Ads are less effective doing that, but short-term response to ads has shown that they can cause us to feel a certain way about a candidate. If we think about someone who already is identified with a particular ideology or party, ads are only reinforcing what they already believe and how they're going to vote. But someone who's truly undecided might be persuaded by a pattern of ads that shows someone. It may not be a single ad like a particular ad that says this person doesn't know how to handle a budget. But it might be if you had a series of ads that questioned that candidate's ability to deal with foreign powers, or you question that candidate's ability to really help us in the economy. That person just doesn't know what they're doing. That might persuade that undecided voter. So that ad could have an effect, but it would be more an ad along with the news coverage, along with something else they read, that package of information that they get about the candidate. And advertising is one of those elements of that package.